What's good, cuz? Welcome back to the channel, and today we are doing our second division in our 2021-2022 way too early NFL predictions. We will be doing the NFC North today. Will the Packers be repeating as NFC North champions? Make your predictions down below. But if you guys are excited for the video, please do me a favor and hit that like button. We also hit 500 subscribers before I'm recording this video. Thank you guys so much. And if you guys are new, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. It helps the channel so much. But without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy the video. And let's get it.
Minika, watch me on Twitch, ooh, I'm streaming. I'm on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, red button beaming. Let's get that sub count, take over YouTube, ooh, we teaming. My content so hot, ooh, yeah, I'm steaming. Ooh, yeah, I'm steaming. Red button beaming.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, NFC North predictions for 2021-2022 are underway, and we're going to start things off with the defending NFC North Green Bay Packers. Okay, so like in my last video, what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to throw a visual on the screen so you guys can see each individual team's schedule as we go by the team. So I'm going to throw the Packers schedule up there for you guys right now. We're going to go game by game and try to give a little bit of a take on each individual game and who I think will win it. Obviously, like I said in my last video, it's still a very early prediction, and we'll probably redo this video in a few months when free agency happens, the draft happens, you know, all that stuff, trades, stuff like that, before the actual regular season kicks off. But right now we're just doing our way too early predictions. So let's do the Packers, throwing the visual on the screen for you guys right now. And we're going to start off with the Packers away schedule. Okay, so we have the away schedule here for the Green Bay Packers, and obviously the NFC North will play the NFC North teams 2 times each, so that'll be the Bears, the Lions, and the Vikings. It looks like this year the NFC North will be going up against the AFC North, which is a tough division with Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and the Browns now are looking pretty good. So that's 3 tough teams you have to go and play, and they're also going to be playing the NFC West division this year, which have good teams. They're all pretty good, all 4 of them in the Rams, Seahawks, 49ers, and the Cardinals. Okay, so we're going to start off by doing each Packers rival right here, and we're going to bang out all 3 of these teams in the NFC North and the away schedule pretty quickly. Do the Packers go 3-0? I would say probably between the Bears, Lions, and Vikings here. The only loss I could see them having maybe is the Vikings, but the Vikings never play well against the Packers in recent years, so I really don't see the Vikings beating them. Even in Minnesota, the Lions are really not going to be good this year. They are going to have a good offense, but their defense is suspect, not very good. Aaron Rodgers should be comfortable, and they should play well unless Jared Goff decides he's going to have like a resurgence and have a crazy season this year. He does have Kenny Golladay, Marvin Jones, DeAndre Swift, who are good players offensively, but he doesn't have much on the defensive side of the ball, and Aaron Rodgers will carve up that defense. You know, I think they'll probably beat the Lions twice. The Bears always give Aaron Rodgers, you know, a trouble a little bit in the beginning of games, but then he always figures them out, you know, throughout the rest of the game, especially because they have that good defense. But once Aaron Rodgers figures them out, he sees them too often. That defense is getting older, and I think Green Bay will probably win all 3 of these games. I'm going to give them a win against Chicago, win against the Lions, and a win against the Vikings. Okay, so the Packers are 3-0 to start off here, and now they have to go to Arizona, one of those NFC West teams. So we'll do the Cardinals and we'll do the 49ers back-to-back because those are the 2 NFC West teams that they have to go to. The Arizona Cardinals, is Kyler Murray going to be 100% healthy? I would assume so. He didn't have like any surgery over the offseason, I don't believe, but I know he was injured towards the end of the year. They're releasing Patrick Peterson. I think they just announced that today. He wasn't very good anyway anymore, so it doesn't really matter. They do have Budda Baker, who is a stud safety in this league, and he's going to only get better. He's still pretty young. Obviously, you have Murray with DeAndre Hopkins. Kenyon Drake's pretty good running back. You have Chase Edmonds, who's a pretty good change of pace back as well. They are building there in Arizona. I'm curious to see what they do in the draft, but I think Aaron Rodgers will beat this team, and they will go 4-0 to start off. Now we're on to the 49ers now. I love myself a nice Packers 49ers matchup, especially when the 49ers are healthy. We saw what the 49ers did to Aaron Rodgers 2 years ago in the NFC Championship game. I know that team is going to be a way different team at this point. They lost a ton of guys on the defensive side of the ball. If they lose Richard Sherman this year too, they're going to lose their top cornerback. Jason Verrett, I know, is a free agent too, so who knows if they'll sign him. But a lot of guys in San Francisco on defense are not coming back, but they still have Nick Bosa, who's going to return from that ACL injury, which is very nice. They still have some guys on that defensive side of the ball. I'm curious to see what they're going to be doing offensively. Will they have Jimmy Garoppolo? Not too sure about that. So I think this time the Packers, I think it's going to be a closer game than it was this year when they played the 49ers practice squad basically, but I'm going to pick the Packers to win this one as well. Go 5-0. Okay, now we have the AFC North teams in the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals, and I think the Packers are going to go 1-1 here. I'm going to be really quick. I'm just going off gut here, and I think I have a feeling that Lamar Jackson and the Ravens will beat the Green Bay Packers in Baltimore this year. You got to travel halfway across the country. I just think that the Packers will lose to the Ravens. I feel like they have to get a loss somewhere on the road, and I think this is it. They're not going to go 16-0, and then obviously are going to beat the Bengals. The Bengals are on the way up. Obviously, Joe Burrow is coming back. Jesse Bates, probably like a top 3 safety in the league right now. He is a stud player. I'm curious to see what the Bengals look like next year. I am excited for them and Joe Burrow. It's going to be fun, but I think they win against the Bengals, and we have the Saints. We're going to end off their away schedule with a lot of question marks here. I'm going to mark the Packers down as a win because I'm going off Drew Brees retiring. And if Drew Brees retires, I think the Packers will win this game. Okay, now let's go to the Packers home schedule. Again, we have the 3 NFC North teams at home. I'm sweeping them. They're going 3-0 as well. So they're 6-0 against the NFC North. Will that happen? I don't know. They might get a loss somewhere in there. They might go 5-1. Wouldn't be surprised if they lost to the Bears or the Vikings, but I don't see them losing to the Lions. I think that should be a 2-0. That should be good. So that's 3 wins: Bears, Lions, Vikings. Okay, let's do the 2 AFC North teams again, and that being the Browns and the Steelers. I don't know what the Steelers are going to look like next year. I think Big Ben is coming back, but he looked bad at the end of the year. But in the beginning of the year, their defense was unstoppable. That's weird. The defense was unstoppable, but I guess maybe unguardable. They couldn't stop the pass rush of the Pittsburgh Steelers. TJ Watt should have probably been Defensive Player of the Year over Aaron Donald. He is an absolute stud. Minka Fitzpatrick, a top 3 safety in the league. Ton of good players on that Steelers defense, and they have very good receivers. Will they re-sign Juju? Probably. If they don't, doesn't really matter. They have Deontay Johnson. They have Chase Claypool. They have James Washington. So they have 3 solid receivers, even if they lose Juju. James Conner is a solid running back. Nothing too crazy, but they need to learn how to run the ball a little more for Big Ben because he can't throw the ball down the field anymore. I'm saying the Packers win this one, but now they have to play the Cleveland Browns. And I'm going off feeling again. I know I'm not giving you a lot of information here, but I think the Cleveland Browns are going to have a crazy year next year. I think they win the AFC North, and I am picking the Cleveland Browns to win this game. If they get J.J. Watt, which is predicted that he wants to go to Cleveland, that gives them an even better pass rush with Myles Garrett. That gives Aaron Rodgers some trouble, those pass rushes. So I think they're going to beat the Green Bay Packers here. I have a Cleveland getting a win. Okay, we have 2 NFC West teams now in the Rams and the Seahawks, and I think they're going to split this. They're going to go 1-1. Not sure exactly who they're going to lose to, but I think they are going to either lose to the Rams or the Seahawks here. If I had a bet, I think the Rams are going to be a very good team next year. I know they were a good team this year. They were a playoff team. But with Matt Stafford is so underrated in this league. He is such a good quarterback, and with the defense of the Rams being probably going to be another top 3 defense, if not top 2, top 1 next year with Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, all those guys. And obviously that always gives Aaron Rodgers some trouble. Those great defenses, those great pass rushes, and then you can put Jalen Ramsey on Devontae Adams. It's going to be a good game, but I think Matt Stafford's like, yo, I'm coming back to Green Bay, and I'm not on the Lions no more. I'm going to get a win. I'm going with LA to win this game, and I'm going to say Russell Wilson does not cook enough to beat the Green Bay Packers. The Seahawks lose, and I think I'm going to end this off with an easy Washington football team win here for the Packers. So the Packers will lose to the Browns, lose to the Rams, and I had them losing to the Ravens. So the Packers are 13-3. That is their overall record for 2021-2022. Okay, second up here we have the Minnesota Vikings. That is the next team we'll be doing in the NFC North, and I have a feeling the Vikings are going to have a bounce back season this year. They went 10-6 2 years ago. Obviously they don't have Diggs anymore from 2 years ago, but they got Justin Jefferson, who probably should have won Offensive Rookie of the Year, but Justin Herbert had a great season, so I'm not going to complain there. They both either could have won it, but obviously they have that second stud receiver to go with Adam Thielen. They have Dalvin Cook. Captain Kirk makes some throws when he can, when you give him time, and the play action works. He's pretty effective. So they have a good offense. What they really need is a good defense, and their secondary was awful last year. Their pass rush was awful last year. They couldn't get to the quarterback at all. They couldn't send any pressure. They couldn't stop anybody. People were beating them deep. They need to go in the draft and get either a pass rusher or a very good safety to help in the secondary. Maybe somebody in free agency. Not sure who's going to be available, but they got to go pick somebody up. Okay, so the Vikings finished 3rd in the division last year, which means they're going to play every NFC team that finished 3rd in their respective division, which is pretty nice for them. The Bears finished 2nd, so they'll have to play a little bit of a tougher team in each division. So we're going to start it off with the Arizona Cardinals, and they are going to Arizona. I think Arizona is going to be good next year, so I think they're going to get a loss there. They're going to Baltimore. I think Baltimore is a better team. They actually are not terrible against the run, the Vikings, and that's what the Ravens like to do. So they'll probably, I mean, they're still going to lose that game. I'm going to give Baltimore a win here, but that should be be a pretty fun game. The Vikings shouldn't be out of it. I think they could match the firepower of the Ravens offense as long as Dalvin Cook could run the ball. But then they're going to go to Carolina, and this is where I think they get their first win. I have Carolina being one of the worst teams in the league next year. I don't know what their quarterback situation is going to be. I mean, they have good pieces offensively in McCaffrey, DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, Curtis Samuel, but I don't know, something about them just doesn't wow me. They're playing in a tough division. I just don't think they're going to be a very good team next year. I'd say they'd probably be like a bottom 5 team. They wouldn't be one of the worst, but they're not going to be they're not going to be in the middle either. So I think they're going to get a win. The Vikings will at Carolina. Okay, so now the Vikings are playing in their division and they have to go to Chicago. I think they're going to split the series with Chicago this year, probably go 1-1. They're pretty evenly matched teams. So I don't see either of them beating them both times in the season. So whether that be home or away, I'm going to give them the split. So I'll give them the loss in Chicago, make them 1-3, but then I give them the win in Cincinnati. Don't know how Joe Burrow is going to be next year, what his health is going to be like. They're an up-and-coming team, Cincinnati. I love their secondary. I love Jesse Bates. The guy is a stud, going to be a beast. I love T. Higgins. That man is an up-and-coming receiver as well. So they have good weapons for Joe Burrow. We just got to see what he looks like. So I'm going to give them the win there. Give them the win in Detroit. Detroit's probably going to be a bottom 3 team this year, to be completely honest. Like I said, their offense is good, but their defense is not, and there's just something about them that I feel like they're just bound for a top 3 pick this year. Okay, so right now the Vikings are 3-3, and they're going to Green Bay. They're losing in Green Bay. Like I said, Chicago's now coming to them, and I think they will win this one, so they will be 4-4. Okay, so we're halfway through the season now. Vikings are 4-4. Do they want to make the playoffs? Yes, they do. They're going to try to make a push here, but they are going to lose to Los Angeles. They will lose to the Rams, even in Minnesota. The Rams are going to be such a good team next year. I'm telling you, they're my pick probably to win the NFC West. They might be a lot of people's pick. I don't know if they're favored, but I think they're definitely going to win this game. That defense is going to give Kirk Cousins a ton of trouble, give Cook a ton of trouble. And if Dalvin Cook can't run the ball, they're not going to win. They're going to beat Seattle. They will beat Seattle. There's just something about Seattle defensively that I like the Vikings' chances on. I think it's going to be a shootout game, and I think the Vikings will win it late. I'm going 5-5. Seahawks fans, I'm sorry. Don't give me hate, but I think the Vikings win it. They're going 5-5. Okay, so now it comes down, how good do I think the Cleveland Browns are going to be next year? Because I had them beating the Packers. So if they're beating the Packers, realistically, they should beat the Vikings. But you know Cleveland is going to just lose some games that they shouldn't lose. They're always like that team. When you think they're going to win, they lose. But like the underdog story, they'll come out on top. That's the vibe I get from the Cleveland Browns. So I think they're going to lose to one team in this division. And I think it's not going to be the Vikings. They will beat the Vikings. We'll get to the team they're going to lose to in a minute, but I think the Browns will win in Minnesota. So the Vikings right now are 5-6, I believe. I'll go back and check it in a second at the end here. Then we have the Steelers, which I think is going to be a tough game. They're going to give Kirk Cousins some trouble defensively too. Steelers are going to get a win there. So we are 5 and... Hold on, I got to run back and see and check how we're doing right now. Hold on. Okay, excuse me. So I just ran it back. So right now the Vikings are 6-7. We're going into the Pittsburgh game, and I think the Steelers will beat the Minnesota Vikings this time around. I think their defense is too good. Like I said about the Rams, that defense is going to give Cook trouble, and if you give Cook trouble, that means that Kirk Cousins is going to be in trouble, and they're not going to win this game. So I'm going to pick them to lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay, so as I picked in my NFC East video, I have the Cowboys winning this game. So I am going to say that the Vikings will lose this one as well. So they are 6-9 going into the last game here, and they're going up against the 49ers. And who knows what the 49ers are going to be next year? I think they're going to be a good team, but honestly, I can see them being like 3rd or 4th in their division. I see the Rams coming out on top. Seattle's always going to be a battle. I don't know what Arizona is going to be next year. So I think it's either going to be between the 49ers and the Cardinals for the 3rd or 4th seed in that division. I'm picking the Vikings to upset the 49ers here, if you consider it an upset, probably, because they have to go to San Francisco. So I am having the Vikings finish at 7-9. Okay, next up we have the Detroit Lions, and like I said, I think the Detroit Lions are going to be probably a top 3 pick next year. I don't think they're going to be very good. Who knows what Jared Goff is going to be? Will he be good for them? He honestly could be. I could be completely wrong about the Detroit Lions. I love Kenny Golladay, guys, a stud receiver. Marvin Jones isn't bad, and DeAndre Swift is a very good running back, very good young running back. They might have a bright future there in Detroit because Jared Goff is young too. If he turns out to be a solid quarterback for them. They could be a better team than I'm giving them credit for, but right now I think they're going to be in line for like a top 3, top 5 pick. Don't think they're going to be very good. So with that being said, let's start off with their schedule. We have them going to Atlanta, and I think the Detroit Lions will lose this game. I think the Falcons are going to be better next year. I think with that new coaching staff, they're going to get them into shape. They're not going to choke games anymore. Matt Ryan is still a good quarterback. I don't care what anybody says. Julio Jones is still a stud. Calvin Ridley, a stud. I don't know who's going to be running the ball for them. I don't think Todd Gurley is going to be there again next year because I know he had a 1-year deal. Will he be back? Maybe, but he won't be very good anyway, even if he is back. That defense is young, and they got some players on that defense, and I think they're going to beat the Lions. I think the Bears might be the team that the Lions get a win over. Not too sure here. Okay, so the Lions lose to the Falcons. I think they may split with the Bears, so I'll give them a loss here and maybe get the win back in Detroit. They're going to lose to the Browns 0-3. I said they'll split with the Bears, so I'll give them that win in the 4th slot right there. So they're 1-3. They will lose to the Packers. They will lose to the Vikings. So they're 1-5 to start off. I really don't think they're going to be a very good team. I wouldn't be surprised if they lose to the Cardinals. This would be quick. I think they're just going to lose a lot of games. So I don't even have really analysis for it because I just think they're not going to be a good team. I just don't think they have a very good defense at all. And that offense has some players, but I don't think they have a good coaching staff yet. They have a new coach. He has to prove something. I could be completely wrong, but we'll see. But so 1-5 to start. Give them the loss against Arizona, who I think is going to be better. San Francisco defense is going to be nice, and I know Jared Goff has seen a lot of them, and he has been terrible against the 49ers, so he ain't winning that game. 1-7, losing to the Ravens. That's 1-8. They could even lose to the Bengals. The Bengals showed some heart when he was playing. When Joe Burrow was playing, they were playing nice offensively. They were throwing the ball a lot. They were one of the best offenses in the league when Joe Burrow was playing. I could see them losing to the Bengals too, but this would be the spot where I would give them a win at home. This could be one of the spots where I give them the win. And you know what? I will give it to them. I'm sorry, Bengals fans. I'm going to give it to them because they got to win some games. I don't think they're a one-win team. But I think this is one that they do win. Okay, so Lions are 2-8 going to the last 6 games of the season. We have them going up against the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, the Philadelphia Eagles have a lot of question marks as well. Not probably going to have Zach Ertz. They're not going to start Carson Wentz. It's going to be Jalen Hurts time there, who I like better than Carson Wentz. Their defense is getting a little bit older. That defensive line's still pretty good. I love Miles Sanders on the offensive side of the ball. Is Jalen Reagor going to take a step up? Are they going to get Devontae Smith? It looks like they probably will, at least Jamar Chase, if not Devontae Smith. Eagles could be low-key. I don't think they're going to be good in their division, don't get me wrong, but I think they'll be better than the Lions, let's say. So I think that the Eagles will win this game. So the Lions are now 2 and 2-9. They're going to lose to the Packers again. That's going to be 2-10. Los Angeles Rams, they got Matt Stafford going against Jared Goff, and will Jared Goff get revenge on his team? There's no chance. He's going to have to feel Aaron Donald for the first time, and he is not going to like it. It's going to hurt. He's going to get sacked a ton. You got Jalen Ramsey who's going to lock up Kenny Golladay, so Jared Goff's not going to have anywhere to go with the ball. You better hope his run game could get going because Jared Goff's not going to have any success against this Rams team. That is going to be a loss as well, so we are 2-11. Okay, like I said for the Vikings prediction, the Vikings will sweep the Lions, so obviously that is a loss for the Lions. They are 2-12. They will lose to Pittsburgh. The defense is too good. Jared Goff stinks against pressure. The Vikings game will be a shootout. That's a game they could low-key win, but I think the Vikings will win it. Steelers will be a loss for the Lions, so they are 2-13. Last game of the season, Russ is going to get that win against the NFC North team. I had him losing to the Vikings, and I had him losing to the Packers, but he's going to get the win there against the Detroit Lions. The Lions overall a 2-14 team. Okay, now last but not least, we have the final team of the NFC North division being the Chicago Bears. Now this team comes in with the most question marks regarding their starting quarterback. Is it going to be Nick Foles? Is it going to be Mitch Trubisky? Or will they go out and trade for Carson Wentz? Carson Wentz says he doesn't want to go to the Bears, but we'll see what happens. Are they going to be able to re-sign Allen Robinson? Probably not. They're going to lose their stud receiver. They're going to be losing a lot of players on offense, and it's not going to be getting any better on an offense that already was not that good. David Montgomery looked decent towards the end of the season for the Bears, but he looked terrible the first half, so it could be like a mind trick. You could be thinking he's going to be good. Don't get your hopes up if he's bad. And then you have the defense, who obviously is always pretty good for the last few years, but they're going to get another year older, you know what I mean? So they're only going to get worse as time goes on. They're not getting any younger. So let's get into the schedule. Okay, so NFC North teams right off the bat. I had the Lions splitting with them, but this is at home, so this is a win. Packers are a loss, and then the Vikings are a win. So that's 2-1 to start off. I'm going to say they win against the Cardinals because I think their pass rush is going to get to Kyler Murray. I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball. I think the defense will stand up against the Arizona Cardinals at home in Chicago. If it's cold out especially, Kyler Murray might not play too well that game, and I think the Bears will win it. Cardinals fans might think the other way, but I'm going to give them a win there, and I'm going to say they start off 3-1. They're going to play the 49ers. This is where the 49ers get the win. It's really a battle of the the mediocre quarterbacks. If it's Jimmy Garoppolo and it's either Mr. Trubisky or Nick Foles, if it's Carson Wentz, still mediocre. Don't really like Carson Wentz. But that 49ers defense, I think, is a little bit better than that Bears defense. It's going to be a defensive game, probably an ugly game, low scoring. But I'm going to say the 49ers will win it. And then I'm going to say the Ravens beat them as well. So the Ravens will win. So we have the Bears being let's see, we have to go back. Oh my God, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting. So we have the Lions, which is our win. Packers loss. Vikings win. Cardinals win. 49ers loss. So they are 3-3. Bears are 3-3 to start the season. Okay, now we have the Bengals, and I think the Bengals are going to beat the Bears. For some reason, like I said, some games I just get a feeling about, and I think this is one of them. I think the Bengals offense is going to put up a lot of points against the Bears defense, even though the Bears defense is good. Joe Burrow got sacked a ton of times last year, and that's why he got hurt. Hopefully, they're going to protect him a little bit better this year. They're going to go in the draft and get a guard or something like that. I think the Bengals will win this game. I'm going to say the Giants win this game as well, even if it's in Chicago. Giants are going to get their revenge from last year in Chicago. Hopefully, we have a healthy Saquon Barkley. So the Bears are 3-5. They're going to Cleveland. Don't see them winning that game either. So I'm going to say that they are 3-6. Then we have them going to Detroit, which is another loss. So that's 3-7. They're going on a streak here of losses. You have them going to Green Bay. They never beat Green Bay in Green Bay. So that's another loss. 3-8 for the Packers. I'm sorry, not for the Packers, for the Bears. Last 5 games of the season. Oh my God, they have a tough schedule, the Bears. Now that I'm really looking all the way down, this is tough. This is not easy. 3-8, and it's looking like it's not getting any easier. I see the Rams winning this game as well. The Rams are going to, I think the Rams might beat every team in the NFC North next year. I think they're really going to be a good team. I think they're a Super Bowl contender. I think they're a top 2 or at least a top 3 team in the NFC conference next year. So the Bears are 3-9. I had them splitting with the Vikings, so that's 3-10. Oh my God, are they going to go 3-13? There's no way. There's no way. I know I'm giving them a pretty bad prediction right now, but it's still early. There's a lot of things to come. Right off the bat, I think they have a tough schedule. I'm just looking at it. I wouldn't be surprised if they go 4-12 right now off of these teams that they're playing. They're not going to beat the Buccaneers. That's going to be a loss, even though they beat them last year. They're a whole different team now, Tampa Bay. They know how to win now. They have the experience. They're a way different team than they saw them, this past season when they beat them in Chicago, and they have to go to Tampa Bay this time. So they're 3-11. I want to give the Seahawks a win here. I think Russell Wilson will just will get the win for the Bears. I think he wants to win this division. If he has any chance, he has to win this game. That's 3-12. And the Steelers, I'm going to give the Bears a win against the Steelers. I think the Bears will beat the Steelers. I think Big Ben is not going to be good next year, and I think the defense will stand up, win them this game, and steal it. I got to look through the schedule a minute, see if I can find them one more win. Maybe we switch it up somewhere. Okay, for now, what I'm doing is I am switching the Bengals. It was originally a loss for the Bears. I'm giving the Bears a win here. The reason why I'm giving the Bears a win here, I have to see that Joe Burrow is healthy. I have to see that the Bengals go in the draft to get a guard to protect this man. And I got to see what time of the year it is, because if it's late in the year and it's cold and it's snowy, I don't think Joe Burrow is going to be able to handle it. I'm going to switch the Bears to a win there, which makes their overall record 5-11. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for today's video. Before we get out of here, though, I have to do my overall ranking of the teams. So let's run through the division and where I think they will place. So we have the Detroit Lions in 4th place in the division at 2-14. In 3rd place, we have the Chicago Bears at 5-11. The Minnesota Vikings will slot in at the 2nd spot at 7-9. And obviously, we have the Green Bay Packers finishing at 13-3, number 1 in the division. Obviously, this division has one clear alpha, and that is the Green Bay Packers for the time being. Until Aaron Rodgers retires, this man is the best player in the division. They are going to win a ton of games against these other teams as long as he's playing. But if you guys did enjoy the video, please do me a favor and drop a like. I would greatly appreciate it. And subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We're trying to grow more and more by the day. So that would be awesome. If you guys could hit that red subscribe button, that would be great. But like I said, obviously we will be doing this video again as the season grows near. We still have the trades to happen, free agency, the draft still has to happen, so a ton more variables will come into play as the season gets closer. We're still so far from it, so we will do this video again, so don't be too mad if I put your team too low or too high. We will be definitely doing this video again. Comment down below what division you guys want to see me do next. We're going to finish off the NFC, so we have the NFC West or the NFC South. Which division do you guys want to see? But that is going to do it for me today, guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.